Your presence has been detected and recorded. Thank you.
So here's a question for you.
Sure. Am I going out to the world?
No, are you, have you ever walked through a homeless camp?
I have.
What did you think of it?
Pretty grim.
Homelessness is one of those things I see a lot of in my area.
Sorry?
Homelessness is something I see a lot of in my area,
Yeah.
both where I live and where I work.
Where do you live?
Downtown Tacoma.
Yeah.
But
We see a lot here too. I live right down, well, not downtown, but north of downtown.
I've also traveled up and down the West Coast and seen it.
Yeah.
And you know what a lot of those people have in common? Not all, but a lot of them.
A lot of them are mentally ill and drug addicted.
Mentally ill, yes, but drug addicted, most definitely. They have no regard for following the rules of a civilized society.
Yeah.
A lot of them choose to be out there because they don't want to have to follow decency rules like...
Or they're not able to.
Well, I'm talking about the ones that are, and most of them are. They want to steal from people. They leave trash everywhere.
Well, the problem is that there's no actual rational way that the government does anything to deal with people that need help and also protect people from the ones who are a threat. Instead, they're just all neglected and dumped out, and there's no systematic way of dealing with it. This city is a total failure in how it deals with homelessness.
Do you know what most cities do? Do you know what most cities do?
What?
They set up these homeless camps. They give these people food stamps. They give, like Seattle has the safe shoot-up spot. All that does is enable these people to continue to live the lifestyle that they want to live.
Yeah, but I think those are potentially good things if they're done right. I mean, the point is, do you want people living out in the streets? Do you want them endangering themselves and other people? If you can stop that from happening, if you can give them whatever minimal support to keep them alive, off the streets, relatively safe themselves as well.
But that's not.
Why not spend the money to do that?
That's not what the city's doing.
But not what the city is doing.
That's not what any city is doing.
Right. But I think the shoot-up place would be the safe one. Safe consumption places are a good idea. I mean, I don't think it's good that they're addicted to drugs, but we don't solve the problems in the society by shaking your hand down and saying you're not a horrible person because you're a drug addict.
No, well, let me ask you.
I mean,
how much
lock them up in prison?
How much help do they have and encouragement do they have in getting off of the drugs that are harmful to them?
Nothing.
Okay, they're not getting them in the safe spaces. They're not getting them on the street.
Well,
there are programs available, yes, but
right. That's what I'm saying. That the problem is there's no sort of comprehensive, rational. There's just little bits and pieces of solutions that generally just make the problem worse or move it from one place to another or something.
Pretty much.
So I think we agree about it.
I was in that homeless camp in my area where I work yesterday.
Yeah.
And they were just clearing it out. They had just showed up. I didn't even know they were going to.
Yeah.
They cleared it out and
what is that? Didn't they set up somewhere?
We'll still see them where I work.
Right.
So they'll just move down the road a little bit.
Yeah. Well, it's just weird in a place like Seattle where so many people have so much money. And on the one hand, they're complaining about their taxes, and on the other hand, they're complaining about people in the streets, and they don't want to pay taxes to solve the problem. They don't really want to help anybody. They just want them off their lawn.
Well, I think that redirecting what we're spending is a better approach to it than taxing people more.
Well, I agree.
I mean, if you stop spending, like I said, on the homeless camps and such,
yeah,
and start encouraging these people to get into housing, and some of that encouragement is going to have to be negative, or seen as negative.
Well, I mean, you can't rough people up, knock them in jail. You know, you can't do that stuff. You gotta treat them with dignity, even if, you know.
Well, what about the guy that comes to your property and just sits there and makes all your customers for money and cigarettes, and your customers are not people who want to see that?
Right.
What do you do about that?
Well, I mean,
if they were,
the proper way to deal with it is to remove them if they're creating a nuisance. I mean, there are laws to allow that.
and
The trouble is, it's not done in any consistent or very humane way. I mean, you see the way that works is people just getting shunted around from one place to another when they tear the camps down.
now,
There was a impromptu camp that started up on a street near me, about maybe 5 tents along there, and it was there for about 2 weeks. And then I came by the other day, and it was gone, and they put a bunch of planters in there. Oh, great. Well, they won't be there anymore.
yeah,
I'm sure all those people got treatment and housing and.
no, they didn't.
What they used to do in Georgia, in the place I lived down there, was if they found you as a vagrant or whatever in my little town there, they would put you on a bus and take you to the to the next city. They'd get rid of you. It's the same thing. It's not a solution, and it's not humane. It's not any right way to treat someone.
No, and like I said, like I was going to say, the whole situation where, like, if Starbucks right over here wants to have somebody removed for panhandling or just loitering, what the cops will do is come in and say, move along. The guy will go, 10 minutes later he'll be back. And this doesn't happen just here, it happens everywhere. Because the system just throws them back out on the street. They don't even lock them up. They don't give them any...
Well, it costs a fortune if they lock them up. Plus, it's not legal.
Well, if they're violating a nuisance law, an ordinance, they could.
Yeah, but it's a weird situation. You can't really lock somebody up indefinitely if they're just always
true.
violating that.
That's true. But
You can't lock someone up forever for being a misdemeanor committer.
Yeah.
Really. I don't know what the answer is. I mean, what my social worker friends would tell me is that it's a matter of having services, making sure people get to them, making sure people don't fall through the cracks, stuff like that. I'm not an expert in it.
yeah, well, the one thing I've noticed, a friend of mine made a comment about psychologists. It applies just as much to social workers. If there isn't a problem, we don't have a job. And if homelessness isn't a problem, social workers who deal with them don't have a job.
No, I don't know. I think there'll be plenty of work for them.
There will always be homelessness.
I think there'll be work.
But in reality, most of the social workers aren't doing anything to help. I think we both agree on that.
No, I don't blame the social workers so much as the agencies that pay them.
It's big money.
Social workers don't make big money.
No, the industry is.
Yeah.
No. But anyway, it was nice talking to you.
I'm David.
I'm Kerry.
Kerry, good to meet you.
Nice to meet you.